to have this opportunity to introduce Eli Rosenbaum, this morning's speaker. He's the Director of Human Rights Enforcement Strategy and Policy within the Human Rights and Special Prosecution Section, Criminal Division, United States Department of Justice. That mouthful doesn't tell us a lot about him, not nearly enough. Doesn't tell us about his extensive experience in investigating and prosecuting Nazi war criminals. This morning, we're about to learn a lot more. In his talk this morning, Eli is going to give us a behind-the-scenes look at one of the longest-running and highest-profile Nazi cases of the post-war era, that of former Cleveland auto worker John Demjanjuk. I finally mastered that pronunciation. I think I have that right. It's not easy. Eli spearheaded the remarkable Justice Department effort that resulted in Mr. Demjanjuk's deportation to Germany and his conviction there last year for complicity in some 28,000 murders. It's a number that's really hard to absorb. For his tireless work on this case, Eli won the Assistant Attorney General's Award for Human Rights Enforcement, the first and only award given of its type. I know you will leave here this morning enlightened, but also, I think, inspired by Eli's dedication to this very important work. So thank you, Eli.
Good morning. Thanks so much, Edith, for those very generous words of introduction. Like many other people, I thank you even more for your wonderful generosity in building the magnificent Everett Jewish Life Center here at Chautauqua. As I said in my opening remarks at Tuesday morning's program, the Everett Center, named at your initiative, of course, after your beloved husband Henry of blessed memory, is an extraordinary place that has already become, in just a few short years, a truly essential part of the very rich fabric of community life here at Chautauqua. It's been a particular joy to witness the development of a strong cooperative relationship between the Everett Jewish Life Center and the Robert H. Jackson Center, most notably in connection with the Jackson Center's annual summertime week-long special studies program at Chautauqua. Both centers are devoted to preserving unique legacies. One, the historical, religious, and cultural legacy of a great and ancient people. The other, the jurisprudential, humanitarian, political, and historical legacy of a great individual, a towering figure in American and world history, former Attorney General, boss of my agency, former Supreme Court Justice, and former Nuremberg International Chief Prosecutor Robert H. Jackson. That growing partnership is a manifestly appropriate one for many reasons, not the least of which is the fact that the legacies that the Everett Jewish Life Center and the Robert H. Jackson Center represent, preserve, and teach are constructed on an essential foundation of justice. From Hillel's golden rule that instructs us how we are to treat our neighbors, to the injunction in Deuteronomy, justice shall ye pursue, the concept of fairness, of elemental justice has been at the heart of Jewish belief, tradition, hope, and aspiration since the days of antiquity. And of course, Robert H. Jackson's celebrated lifelong, indefatigable quest for justice on behalf of all people, and most famously on behalf of African Americans, and at Nuremberg on behalf of Jewish and other victims of Nazi inhumanity, virtually defined his life and made him, without question, and on a bipartisan basis, the most revered American jurist of the entire 20th century. Someone whose legendary commitment to deciding cases on their legal merits rather than on the basis of ideology or political preference has obvious implications for current public discourse on the state of judging in this country. Further, I say it not on that subject, but perhaps not coincidentally, both of these two extraordinary centers have, since their inception, benefited from the generosity and vision of Edith Everett. So I think that the growing bond between the Everett Center and the Jackson Center is, to use a marvelous Yiddish word here in Hurlburt Church, beschert, roughly translated as meant to be.